Hi everybody, very warm welcome. Quick check for audio, please. We'll be grateful to know if the audio is clear. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay, so let's move forward from where we ended yesterday. Yesterday we started to discuss about GCP. Hi, good morning. Welcome. Everybody's welcome. So let's begin talking about what we did yesterday. Yesterday we were discussing the GCP platform and we had a homework, and the homework was to do the free trial sign up and have your GCP account. We will all be grateful to have in the chat box if you were able to sign up for the GCP account. Please type yes or no. And what you're seeing on my screen is the GCP console. Others, please. Thank you. And others, okay. Thank you. So everybody could, and okay, I understand that. So now, those who do not have a credit card, quickly, there's a small little secret for you. You go to a link which is called as Google Cloud Skill Boost. Okay, so let's have this one and free trial sign up. So Google Cloud Skill Boost, and you can do a quick using your Gmail account. I'm sharing this link with all of you. Just join in. Okay, so it will show you sign in or join in. Just join in. So for Telem and for Tanmay. Okay, so for Telen and Tamare is Hitnali and the two participants and the Telem, right? So for you guys, if you do not have the credit card, this may help. Just try doing this. Cloud skills boost.google, and in fact everybody can do this sign up. It is going to be very helpful. In fact, entire class can do this. So everybody, I'm going to share this quickly with all of you. Let's go to this link, and simply you have to provide your Gmail details. That's it. No credit card information is needed. This is very helpful, and please try to take care of this one for all, sending to all, and let's have this one taken care of. So one message is coming for all the participants. Please click on the link, and if it is accessible, type yes in the chat box. So let's have this one. Let's have this in the chat. Please click on the link given and type yes if you're able to access the link in the chat box, please. We will be grateful to have it. Okay. Yes, you're able to access. Others, please. Okay, thank you. So simply join in. You have to simply join in. Okay, so and you have to provide your Gmail details. That's it. So you need to have a Gmail details, your Gmail account details, and you just have to join in. Join in and quickly sign up for this. Have your username and password, and please type done in the chat box. So this is a free trial account, 30 days free trial here. So it is going to take only a couple of minutes to provide the details. Let's take a look over here. So for example, if I sign out, and now I click on join, right? So once I click on join, it is going to ask me for my email ID. Take a look, or you can sign in for your sign in with your Gmail. So I'm going to provide, say for example, the details. And then I'm going to provide the password and just create account. Everybody, please go ahead and please type done as soon as your this account is created. Hi, everybody. For those who have just now come in, yes, the session has started and we are signing up for hi Naga, hi Pooja, and hi everybody. Those who have joined in just now, the session had already started and we are signing up for one more platform, that is Google Cloud Skill Boost. And I'm going to show that link to you and I'm going to share my screen with all of you. So we are signing up for this one. For those who have just now joined in, please take a look at my screen. We are hitting join in over here on the top right. Okay, once you will be on this link, I'm sharing the link once again. It was in the chat box. You have to click on join, and once you hit join, you have to you can sign in with Google, and you can create a fresh new account, which is advisable. You'll be getting an email in your inbox, and you just have to confirm email. You should be good to go. So by now, in next 10 minutes, everybody should be having a GCP account ready, and we will be very, very grateful for that. And please type done in the chat box. Everybody, please join in using your Gmail account. Please type done. For those who have completed and need to have the head count, please type done in the chat box. Okay, good. You have GCP, Aman. That's great. Thank you. Thank you, Sachin and Aman. Thank you, Dinana. And let's have the timer on. We're giving ourselves last 5 minutes to do the quick sign up. Maximum 5 minutes for everybody. Thank you. So apart from GCP free trial sign up, you have to sign up for this one also. Cloud Skill Boost from Google. Okay. So you have signed up the Gmail, Google Console using free trial is one thing. And this is another sign up that you need to be performing. This is very helpful along with that. Okay. So all along with what you have already, this is another one. This is a very good practice platform. You will be surprised. But we're giving 4 minutes more, and then the timer will be up for signing up for this one. We'll move forward. Okay, thank you everybody. By now, everybody should be having an account, and I hope we all have an account by now. Everybody has an account. We have GCP console somehow or the other to have a look at, right? So let's quickly do a final round of quick check. Everybody, by now you have the GCP console. Quick request, all the yeses into the chat box. If not, then you work it out during the break time. We're moving forward. Okay, welcome everybody. Welcome once again. And let's quickly move forward. And today we were on time, sharp on time, and we will be ending on time. We will not be ending early or anything. It is going to be on time. Yesterday there was a technical glitch and there was electricity issue in our area, but now today it's all set. Okay, thank you once again for all the kind cooperation yesterday. So let's move forward, and thank you for all the amazing ratings. We had more than 90% response rate, first of all, for the ratings, and we had the uh, good responses. So we are so grateful. Thank you so very much, everybody. Tons of gratitude from the bottom of my heart. Now let's move forward today. So yesterday we saw that GCP offers you multiple services, and these services you can see on the left panel, right? Yesterday we discussed that. And yesterday we also discussed that there are important features that the GCP cloud platform is offering you. So what we saw was that in totality, if we have to recall exactly what we did yesterday, we had discussed that GCP is a collection of services, and these services can be launched using the console. And these services which can be launched using the console, each of the service is unique. And for example, you have compute services, your database services, and yet these services can be integrated with each other, right? So that is the whole idea of Google Cloud Platform being implemented in your IT projects. That's number one. Second thing, we studied the features of GCP, for which we studied number one is the scalability. And we discussed the scalability was everybody, all the responses, we understand the vertical scalability and the horizontal scalability. Scalability means increase in resources, which can be done to accommodate the change, right? The examples, the use cases that we discussed was supposedly you are launching an application on GCP, and this application which is launched on GCP is going to be deployed, let's say e-commerce web application, and this application which is deployed on GCP is going to be let us say e-commerce web application, and when the increase in traffic is there, for example in scenarios like the Christmas time, then in order to accommodate this traffic, GCP is going to automatically increase the resources on the IT resources to accommodate the traffic, and that was called as scalability. And therefore the other features that we discussed was security. And for the security, GCP has its own international standards of maintaining the security as per international compliances. However, there was a quick information that was given in the class yesterday that the users, that is we, have our own responsibility to be taking care of security as well, and that was essentially taking care of the credentials, using right permissions and using right networking. So credentials, permissions, and networking are three important inputs. And remember, on Google, security is not one single entity that is security. Security is contributed by multiple strategies that have to be adopted, and very important strategies include managing your credentials very well and managing your permissions very well. You don't give permissions just like that, and we'll study that in the module of identity access management. And then you are going to be having your networking taken off very well. So taken together through the GCP console, the left panel shows the services. We launch these services, and on the left panel you choose the service that you want to be launching, and you are going to be choosing the launches based upon your needs, whatever needs you have. And we will be doing it module by module, the hands-on about the services, and you will see that this is where the project is. So I want to talk a little bit about project, and we want to start talking about project today. So project is the entity, I'm repeating everybody, project is the entity that is created as the first thing on GCP. If you have not created the project, so everybody, all the people who have had their free trial GCP account, you should be having a project in your system, right? So on top over here, it should say, you should give a name of the project, or if even if you have signed up using your Cloud Boost skills, also then it should be showing the project name over here. Everybody has to only watch. So supposedly, I want to be launching any service of my choice. I will be going to the left panel and choosing my service, but that service launch will be possible only if the project is present. If the project is not present, you will be creating one more project. Next, you see on the left panel, this is very important. This is Cloud Shell. Everybody, so whatever GCP account you have used, you will be seeing that icon is present over here. And this icon is going to take you to a free Linux terminal that the GCP is providing. And this free Linux terminal is present over here as an icon, and it can take a little bit of time to be launching. And you see now this terminal. So all the operations on GCP, which are to be done by us as users, number one needs the right project. Once we have the right project created, only then we can launch services. And second, we need to be having, we need to decide whether we want to use the user interface over here, or we need to be using the command line method of interaction. Command line method of interaction means there is a terminal provided, and using this terminal, you will be using right set of commands, which we will be discussing few examples, not right now, it's too early, but we'll be discussing few examples where you can be working with GCP using your command line. So based upon your knowledge, your experience, your needs, your implementations that you are doing, you can be choosing the platforms accordingly, whether it is going to be the user interface based launches and work, or you can be using the command line. But there is a little bit of in-depth understanding of GCP is needed. So command line right away is not suggested. Command line is suggested to be adopted once you're very good at your GCP and you're very good at working with GCP. You practice 3 months, 6 months, then this is very good to be going ahead with the command line. But you can practice on daily basis, and with time, experience, knowledge, command line method of interaction with GCP becomes easy. And also one more thing you need to be understanding for using command line method. So what we are discussing here, everybody, we are discussing here that the GCP, once you want to start using, the first thing you need is the project. Now, once the project is created, you have two options. Option number one is going to be using the user interface. Option number two is going to be using the command line. And sometimes you can be using both. Back and forth, you may be using both of them also. It is possible. So user interface is direct. You go to the dashboard. Everybody just listen, and nobody has to do anything. Supposedly, I want to be working with cloud storage. Okay, so that is the first topic we will be doing. So we want to be doing cloud storage. So I go to my resource, left cloud storage, and once I'm on cloud storage, I will be able to see the dashboard that brings me to that service. Remember, GCP's collection of service, and this is one we are using is the cloud storage. Once we are using cloud storage, yes, so if your this cloud boost is showing, say for example, 0 credits, definitely, as I saw a message in the chat box, it is going to show a problem, and you may have to figure out the link for there's a free trial they would give up to 30 days. The number of credits I don't remember, but here they have not put the credits over here. Let me just quickly check. If I my screen is going to go off for a bit, and just give me 1 second. If I'm able to pull out the, let's have this one. Let me just check if with my other account they have put any credits, and they are going to be okay. Let me just check this. Okay, so we were on cloud storage, and it is asking us to create a project, and let me have this. For example, my first project is present over here. I'm on cloud storage, exactly same way So, and then yes, it is also going to ask that please sign up for the free trial, which we have already done. Now, for those who do not have the credit card and have had faces and they have not been able to use the GCP account as of now, they're not able to set up. You will have to figure out through Google only if there is any free trial of Cloud Boost skills that is being offered. So this is very important. You have to be very careful. If you are able to figure out the free trial version of Cloud Boost skills, you should be better off. So now let's have a total count. Let me just quickly have this taken care of. Total count. Now everybody is in, majority of the class is in. Final count of the participants who could not perform GCP free trial yesterday. GCP free trial. That is the discussion that we had yesterday. So the Google Cloud free trial, that the discussion we had yesterday, everybody right? We had this one which we were using. We had to go to the console, we had to get started for free, and we had to use the details. How many of you could not get the free trial? Please type in the chat box. I need to have the we need to have the head count of the participants who now do not have the free trial account from GCP, because your Cloud Boost will also show 0 credits, and it is not going to show, but that is only good for signing up and having a tour of the GCP. And also once you get the credits, OT, own time, own target, whenever you want to be having it, then you can be having that, or you can sign up for the free trial. Then also Cloud Boost is going to be helpful with the same account, but free trial sign up is important. So, okay, thank you. Hi, Abhishek, you're welcome for the first day of the class. And okay, so you don't have some problem, I don't have some problem you're facing. Others who do not have free trial GCP account as of now, because your Cloud Boost skills will also work if your free trial account is present. So I'm looking for the, okay, so you're not having credits. No, I'm not talking about Cloud Boost. I'm talking about the free trial sign up. GCP free trial sign up. If you have it or not having it, I have 3 participants. Others, please. Others, please. For those who do not have it, okay. In that case, you will have to. We discussed this yesterday. How you do not have it. Okay, we have 5, and there was one more, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and okay. Thank you, Swati Swaran. So today, those who do not have, you will continue to watch, and you will have the recordings with you. You can go back and write. Right, thank you. So this is what you need. Thank you, Sunil, for sharing. This is exactly what you need. Free trial account status, this much credit, 90 days remaining, and this is what you need. Okay, thank you, Sunil. This is exactly what you need. You need a free trial account. Only then it is going to work. I'm showing for the last time how to get the free trial account. Okay, everybody. So my screen is going to go off. I'm going to clear off everything that is on my screen. Hold on. Okay, so we are coming here. Please take a look. I'm talking about this one, and that is you're going to be having your GCP free trial, and you have to sign up for your GCP free trial. The same, once you sign up successfully, how do you sign up? Sign up for free, get started for free, and once you are starting for free, then you will have to be using your some details, your credit card details over here. So you need to arrange the GCP account, or else you will be have to be watching, right? So you will be coming to the GCP console finally after signing up, and to be able to sign up, you will be having to provide some details. So GCP, I'm picking out that screen which talks about the free trial. So let us say sign up for free, and that should show the screen. I'm waiting because already it is done over here. So let's have this. Let me use new info into and let's have this. Yes. So here it is going to ask you for signing up. You will have to provide a fresh new, let us say, email ID. And once you have provided the fresh new email ID, this is for those who missed it yesterday, for any reason, those who were not present. GCP free trial sign up, and there they are going to be using your this thing. Sorry, let me go back and use another email account, say for example. Okay. Let me use a fresh new. Okay, so in any case, you need to sign up for your free trial account. I have a count of 5 participants who are not able to have the free trial account as of now. So let me use once again. And I'm sharing the link with all of you to make sure you have it by today. And if you don't have it by today or this week, then you will be not able to do all the hands-on. This complete class is going to be hands-on oriented. Okay, so you will have to be I'm sharing this link with all of you in the chat box. Those who have joined in today, it is your first class. Okay, so we have just begun and we're moving forward, and make sure you have this ready, GCP free trial account, and I'm sharing this in the chat box. Okay, the link is there in the chat box, and let us have this one, getting started for free. And you will have to put your email ID over here and provide your details. The account type is going to be your individual account, and it is going to ask you for your credit card details, but it is free trial. It is not going to deduct any money from the credit card. Okay, so now I want to have the count of participants who have the free trial account created. Free trial account created successfully. Created GCP free trial account. Please type done in the chat box. I'm not talking about Cloud Boost skills. That was just one more resource if you have the free trial account. So that's a good news. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Others, please. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you so very much. So for those who do not have, please continue to watch today, and then next time, next Saturday, have a free GCP trial account. By somehow or the other, you have 5 more days to get it. Is it clear, everybody? So the 5 participants who got stuck, do you have another Monday to Friday to arrange it? Is it okay, Tamaray and others? But GCP free trial account is needed. There is no escape to that. Okay, everybody, is this clear? Okay, so let's move forward. So now we are moving forward to be taking a look at our modules. So you should be in your GCP, you should be in your LMS, and your LMS is going to be showing you the setup, which is here, as you can see, which is going to be GCP certification training course, and day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have completed module number 1, and next we are going on to the module number 6 is going to be first module that we are going to be doing. So the order is going to be module number 1, module number 6, module number 5, storage compute. Then we will be coming to module number 4. Then we will be coming to module number 3, module number 2, and then we will be coming to 7, 8, 9, 10. So we will be starting from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have already completed. Everybody, please type done if you are able to be present in your LMS and you're able to see the day-wise module. Day 1, the day-wise module, which is number 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 11, and you have total of 12 modules. So please type done if you're in your LMS and you're very clear about the agenda. So now the agenda is clear. Please type yes in the chat box. Agenda is clear for the 12 modules. Everybody, please type yes if you are able to see the agenda. Okay, thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay. Perfect. Anybody who's not able to see? And okay, thank you. Also, please note down the order. I'm repeating the order. Everybody, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 is going to be the first set. One we have already completed. We've talked about the introduction. We have done that. And then after the 6 is completed, we will be moving in this direction. First, we will be going to 8, 9, 10, 11, and then finally 12. And then we will come to finally the last one, which is going to be the Kubernetes. So Kubernetes will be picking up as the last one because this is going to be needing a little bit this one, right? So 6 to 2 and 8 to 10, 8 to 12, and then the 7th one. Okay, so I'll put the order once again in the chat box, everybody. The order is going to be module 1, then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we will be coming to 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 quickly, and then module number 7 that needs a little bit of specialized knowledge, and that knowledge is possible only once you're good at the other things, you have good grip which you will be developing. Is this clear, everybody? The final set of yeses in the chat box, and now we are moving forward to our agenda, stepwise agenda, and that is going to be module number 6. Okay, thank you so very much. Tons of gratitude for all the cooperation. By this week, everybody should be having their free trial accounts. Everybody should be having the LMS. The order is clear, the agenda is clear, and let's move forward. So the data storage services. So on GCP, we are going to be taking a look at how you go about thinking of data storage services. So if you are able to quickly recall from all your previous experiences, if you've ever had, when we talk about Google storage services, already the ones that you are using are going to be through your Gmail account, for example, Google Drive, etc. You are able to use Google Drive, you are able to use other possible storage services already, but storage services from GCP are highly specialized. Now, what is the specialization that these services are having? That is as follows. Number one, GCP services have to be launched always in a given region. This is very important. So once we are discussing the storage services or any services for that matter, although we're starting with storage services, the region choice is very important. Now, what is a region? And also, you will have to make the zonal choices sometimes. So this discussion is very important before we even start diving into the storage services. So the discussion that we are having is we are discussing that for GCP services like storage, etc., once they are launched, the choice of region is very important. And within the region, you have to choose the zone. Now, what is region? What is zone? In simple words, GCP has multiple data centers around the world. So there are like 100 plus data centers around the world. And every geographical location where the data centers are present is called as region. So let us take examples. Regions are going to be, let us say, US East is one region that GCP is having, and then US West is another region that GCP is having. Then you may have Europe West. So this is a geographical region where the data centers are present. And every single region, everybody please take a look, every single region is going to be having many, many data centers. I'm repeating, every single region is going to be having multiple data centers. So now these data centers are going to be maybe many in number, 2, 3, 5 different regions can be having different data centers. And now these data centers are going to be present within different regions. And once you have the data centers within different regions around the globe, you choose which data center in which region do you want to launch. So different regions around the world. So let's say region 1, region 2, region 3, different geographical regions around the globe, and within each region you will be having zones. So zone 1, zone 2, That means data center 1 or and data center 2, or one zone can be having more than one data centers also. So why do you want to know the regions and zones? You want to know the regions and zones because you know where your resource is present. So once we say, for example, study the sources, the services like the storage services we are starting our modules with, there once you're starting to launch, you will be needing the region and the zone. And the region and the zone is going to tell you where in the world is your resource sitting. Because take a look over here, everybody. What you have is the console, right? You have the console in front of your eyes. And now here you're going to launch the cloud storage service. So once you're launching the cloud storage service, where is it going to be present? Where is your data going to be present? Your data is going to be present in that geographical location where you are going to be choosing it to be present. So you have to give choices of where the data has to be present. You have to provide the choices by choosing the regions and the zones. Zone choices are not always needed. Automatically GCP will assign, but region choices are a must. And to choose the region, there are some principles that you need to know, which no book is going to be summarizing for you. So everybody, please take a look over here. How do you choose the region of launching your service? Every time you will be launching any service, like whether it is cloud storage, whether it is databases, whether it is your compute resources, your virtual machine instances, your computers, whatever services you will be launching, you will have to make a choice for the region. So the principles as to how do you make the choices for the regions is as follows. Number one, you will have to choose, I'm repeating, you will have to choose the region which is nearest to your location. Which is nearest to your location? That means if you are on you are located on US East Coast, then you will be choosing US East region. If you're in California, you will be choosing US West region. If you are in India, then you will be choosing Mumbai as your region. So wherever you are present, you will be choosing the nearest region. That is the first principle. Second is that you have to make sure that you are choosing the region which is abiding the law of the land. This is very important. So whatever company and the client you are working for, they will be giving you approved list of the regions that are allowed for their work, and you can be limited to only those regions because that is going to be the one which is compliant for the from the perspective of the law, right? So you have your data that supposedly you have your project, okay, you are working on a GCP project, and this project is involving data storage, which we are the module we are talking about. And once you're doing data storage, which region are you going to do the data storage? You need to be compliant. What do you need to be compliant with? The compliances have to be in place as per the law of the land, and that your company experts, the law experts in your company, your organization, your team that you're working with, the admin of your organization is going to have the details that which regions are allowed. I'm repeating, which regions are allowed, that particular compliances they're going to tell. Okay, so let's talk about a little bit more about the regions. So first principle is that it has to be nearest location wherever you are present, and the second thing is going to be you need to be compliant with all the regions that are allowed. You are going to be launching the resources only as per the compliances, and the compliances are going to be provided by the admin of your team. Another thing that you need to know at this stage when there is a discussion about regions, it is going to be that the backups and the replica. Please note that every time you will be designing the outcomes on GCP, whatever work you are doing on GCP, you have to be making sure that you have proper backups. Now, backups and replicas, and I will be spending 2 minutes talking about backup and replicas, very important. So take a look over here, everybody. There are two different things, backups and replications. Backups are done to prevent the loss. That means you have the proper backup of your work and this backup you may be using or you may not be using. So the usage may not be there. So you just have the backup. It could be a local backup. It could be a backup on some other destination. Wherever it is, you have a proper backup which is safe and secure, and you are just having it to for preventing the loss. You're not losing your solution, you're not losing your deployments, you're not losing your resources because you have proper backups in place. But on the other hand, replicas are another thing for which you will have to choose the region. So if you are doing the backups, you need to choose the region. If it is local, then you're okay, it is your local servers. But if you're using your GCP account itself or some other platforms, then also your choices of regions can be important. But once you are using the replication on GCP, there also regions is very important. So why will you do the replications? You will do the replications of your work, of your task, of your solutions that you have deployed for many reasons. Number one, you would do the replications for high availability. Now, the GCP professionals need to be very good at this. They need to understand what is high availability. Your deployment, whatever work, whatever work you are doing on GCP, whatever work you are doing on GCP, you want to make it highly available. You want to make it available to larger audiences. So whatever deployments you have, you may be having it on region 1, like for example US East, you want to have it on for region 2, US West, and then you want to be having for Europe West, that is going to be region 3. You want to be having deployment for Australia, you want to be having deployment for India, you want to be having deployment for Canada. So different regions you can have the deployment. Of course, you need to be compliant, your admin has approved and everything, the compliances are in place. And once you have deployments on different regions, you are looking at replications. So we are talking about two things, backups and replications. Both are different things, and you have to be very, very careful whether you're thinking about backups or you're thinking about replications. But in both the cases, regions are very, very important. And the two principles, nearest location and the compliances, the list of regions and the allowed regions, your admin is going to be providing that list essentially. Okay. So now let's take a look at in depth at the storage services. Everybody, you have to be on the presentation for module number 6, data storage services. And those who have joined in new, you're all set and you have ample information now to be moving forward. So on the data storage services, we are going to be covering following topics. That is going to be talking about GCP storage. The name of the service itself is GCP. The name of the service itself is GCP storage. So do not get confused. The Cloud SQL, which is storing the relational data sets. Cloud Spanner, this is also for storing the relational data sets. Cloud Data Store and Cloud Firestore. These are for storing your non-relational data sets, and Cloud Bigtable. This is for storing your non-relational data sets again. So if I have to go back and talk about these storages a little bit in depth, a little bit to prime my audiences nicely, what are we talking about? So this is telling you that GCP is offering a lot of different kinds of storages. First of all, you need to be very clear about the region. Okay, I'm launching my work on this region. Everybody, is this clear? All the yeses into the chat box, please. We will be very grateful. Quick responses. Yeses into the chat box, please, right? Everybody, the region is clear. Region is a geographical location that is having the data center. Fantastic. And that data center is where your data is going to be sitting, your solutions is going to be sitting. First set of services, storage. Lot of storage services being offered from GCP, different kinds. One is the general purpose storage, GCP cloud storage, where the data format, thank you, the data format is not a limitation. So the first one is the cloud storage. Any format of data you can dump over here, your audio files, your video files, your containers, your applications, your softwares, your files, Word documents, Excel sheets, whatever you want to be putting here, you can be putting on Google Cloud Storage. Then, but if you do not, if you have the format limitations, okay, when you do not have format limitations, then cloud storage is all set, is a service, no format limitation. But when you have format limitations, you are looking at the relational data sets. Those who have never worked with data sets, relational data sets are the ones which are organized and structured as columns and rows. So you have column 1, column 2, column 3, row 1, row 2, row 3, and your data is nicely organized and structured as columns and rows. Therefore, you talk about relational data sets, and to these data sets, you can write SQL queries. Everybody into the chat box, have you worked with SQL previously? We will be very, very grateful to know. Have you worked with SQL previously? All the responses into the chat box, please. We will be very grateful. Okay, others, SQL. Okay, no? Okay. If you've not worked with SQL, it is okay. SQL is a language or where you write small little scripts or you write statements to ask questions to your data sets that are organized and structured as columns and rows. And you have proper columns. So for example, let us take example and understanding of relational data sets, very important for GCP. So you have the relational data sets where you have, say, for example, name, age, you have two columns, name, age, and you have, let us say, for example, country, and you have the values. So you have, say, for example, name is John, age is 33, and your country, let us say, is Australia. Okay. Then you have Bob, and the age is, let us say, 22, 21, and the country is Canada. Okay. So likewise, you will be having proper organization of information. These can be very, very humongous tables, millions of rows of data can be present over here, but you have your relational data sets which are organized, structured as columns and rows. Now these data sets which are organized and structured as columns and rows, to ask questions to this, SQL queries are used. So everybody, another homework from Monday to Friday that you are going to be having, you are quickly going to revise your SQL basics. For those who have never worked with SQL, I'm sharing a quick link and resource for all of you. Just quickly go and check how it is all about, because in GCP course, we do not teach SQL, but SQL based hands-on are included, and they will be part of our cloud storage services. So I'm sharing that link Monday to Friday. That is the homework for the participants. I'm just sharing the link. My screen is going to go off. Okay, so for those who have never had any experience with SQL, there's a quick link that is being shared for you in just one quick minute. So this is the link and the resource, and you will have to be walking through Monday to Friday. You have your homework, OT, own time, own target to be completing this. Everybody, all the yeses into the chat box. If it is clear, right? You have to go practice some SQL statements to ask questions to the data sets. Then you will have some idea. For those who do not have SQL experience, those who have, you don't have to do this homework. Okay. Okay. So this was for the relational data sets. Your data is organized, structured. Then you could be having your non-relational data sets. And for your non-relational data sets that are going to be present, that are not organized as structured rows and columns. This is usually non-relational data sets. They will be present as items, but they will definitely not be present as column 1, column 2, column 3, row 1, row 2. Like I had, they will not be present like this. Not at all. They will be rather be present in a little different way, where the columns and rows are not present. For a given non-relational data sets or NoSQL data sets that you are having, you will be taking a look at, for the non-relational data sets, you will be taking a look at a setup where you have a item that is created, and there can be million of items. Every item will have a unique ID and identifier, and then this item can have many attributes. So attribute 1, like for example, name. So there is going to be name, which is John. There can be attribute 2, age. Age, let us say, is say 20, and then you have your country as an attribute, and then you have the country, like let us say Australia. So only this unique identifier is going to be present. Then you have the next item, and here you may have only name and maybe only country. Next item with unique ID, you may have your, you may not have name and country, you may have age, you may have the, let us say for example, qualifications. So in your non non-relational databases, it is totally never fixed. You can have anything and everything. Anything and everything is accommodatable, and every data piece is stored as an item, and depending upon different non-relational data base platforms, there could be some variations here and there, but overall there is only one unique ID for every entry, and every entry can be having its own set of information that is having, and the next entry in the same database may be having same set of information, may not be having same set of information. Anything and everything is possible and accommodatable. Now, what is the real challenge? The real challenge is, I'm repeating, the real challenge is making decisions. So on GCP, you will have to make decisions as to whether you want to be using the relational data sets or you want to be using the non-relational data sets. And once you make these decisions, whether you want to be using relational database services or non-relational database services, this is going to be dependent upon your data that you have in hand. So the data that you have in hand, if that is organized, structured as tables, you will go for relational database services, and the list is on the screen. The relational database services are Cloud SQL, and you have Cloud Spanner. And the non-relational database services is Cloud Data Store, Cloud Firestore, and Cloud Bigtable, and you have the non-relational database services. And when the format is not an issue, Cloud Storage Services, you simply dump any data, every data present over here. Now, when we talk about these services, like your Cloud Storage Services, which is still present on the screen, there are two things that you have to be very, very careful about when you're talking about the storage services. The first thing you have to be careful about is the format of the data that we have already discussed, relational or non-relational. We will not repeat it. Second thing is, unless you need it, second thing is going to be your size of the data. This is very important. The size of the data is very important. So when you're looking at terabytes of data, then you will be using one set of services. When you're going beyond terabytes, you're going petabytes and you're going exabytes of data, then you will be using another set of services. So if I have to very nicely demarcate based upon the size, Cloud SQL is going to be accommodating your relational data sets, that too which are up to terabytes in size. And when you have your relational data sets more than terabytes in size, you go for Cloud Spanner. And when you have your data sets which are non-relational, everybody non-relational, you can recall NoSQL databases which are not organized, not structured, and you are having up to terabytes, you will go to data store. If you want to go beyond, you can go to Cloud Bigtable, which is going to be accommodating your petabytes to exabytes of non-relational data. So the format and size of the data is important. So the two factors for cloud storage services, number one is going to be format, number two in the size of the data. Everybody into the chat box, please type two factors, which is going to be format and size, into the chat box, please. Everybody, every single participant has to type in the chat box format and size. These are two factors that you will be using to choose which database service you are going to be using out of all the services that are present through the GCP console. So if I have to show you how this looks like, 30 seconds, the timer is on for everybody to be writing. You are getting a good 30 seconds to be writing. Every single participant, 30 plus responses are needed in the chat box, format and size, two important considerations where you are going to be having this one. Okay. I still have only 8 to 9 responses. We're looking for 30 plus responses. Quickly, everybody, super fast. Last 6 seconds, format and size. Quick, fast. Okay, thank you so very much. So now we are going to be moving forward to a quick point of information, which is going to be taking a look at these services through the GCP console. So please take a look over here onto my screen. Okay, so let's take a look how the GCP cloud storage looks like. We'll be launching these also, so you don't have to worry. So let's come to cloud storage. So cloud storage service, no format, no format issues. You can be launching your working entities on cloud storage, which is going to be your buckets. So on cloud storage, which is a general purpose storage, you can be dumping as much data as you want, highly scalable, terabytes, petabytes, exabytes, no limitation. Cloud storage is a service. On cloud storage, you create buckets. We will be doing these hands-on, don't worry. Then you come to your another service, which is going to be, let us say, for your relational data sets, Cloud SQL. So Cloud SQL is going to let you store your data sets, which are relational data sets. But your Cloud SQL, what do you launch on Cloud SQL? You launch what is called as the instances. So on previously you launched buckets on cloud storage. Here on Cloud SQL dashboard, you will be able to see that you launch what is called as which is called as the, let us say, for example, instances. And once you have the instances, okay, I'll have to go back. On Cloud SQL, you have to create instances, and then you have what you call it as your data store for your non-relational. As an example, let us say you see the data store comes here. Okay, data store, which is going to be uh, for your non-relational databases, and you are going to be having the data store services which are pulled out and launched for your non-relational data services. And this, how to use these, we are going to get started soon after we are done with our first break. So this is time for our first break, everybody. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, wherever we are, whichever part of the world, all the yeses into the chat box. It is time. Quick responses, please. We are getting into our first break, which is now due. All the responses in the chat box, please. We'll be very, very grateful. We will be reconvening in sharp 15 minutes soon after our this thing is taken care of. Okay, thank you, everybody. So we reconvene in 15 minutes soon after our first break. Everybody enjoy your break. Let's be back. So data store can be accommodating data sets. Firestore will be accommodating your documents. Okay, documentation. And let's discuss it more once we're back from the break. Okay, everybody, see you. Enjoy your break. Hi everybody, welcome back. Please type back into the chat box. We're waiting for everybody to be back on to their systems. Please type back into the chat box. Okay, everybody. So please launch your GCP console. We are moving towards our first hands-on, and the hands-on is regarding our cloud storage services that we discussed before the break. Everybody, please type done once you're connected to the GCP console. So please connect to GCP console, type done. 1.5 minutes for all to connect. Okay, so the first, are we waiting for all the dones, everybody? Finally, please, we'll be very grateful. Okay, thank you, everybody. So we are going to for the first service, which is called as cloud storage. How did we get there? We go to the left panel, we scroll down. The project is set up. You have the project 2 set up. If not, then you'll have to first create the project. How do you create the project? You can add new project. Say, for example, you can put the project name. Let us say project 1 test, and then you can be creating the project. So I'm repeating, first and foremostly, everybody please confirm, do you have the project ready? Please type yes if you see the name of the project after these three dots. Why? Any GCP work is not possible until the project is created. So please type done in the chat box as soon as you see the project name. Please type done if you see the project name in your GCP account. If not, then please put in the chat box. Okay, others please. I have only three responses. Pooja, Sachin, others please. Do you see the project name over here? If you don't see the project name, then yes, my project in my dashboard. Very good. Others please. Please confirm the project name. This is the first thing you will have to do. So Ghana, if you cannot see, you will have to, there could be many reasons. You need to create the project first. Okay. So you will have to go to this dots, create new project. Take a look over here, create new project, name anything that you want to name it, and create my first project, whatever it is, create new project and give the name you want to be giving it. Let us say project 1. Okay, if you do not have it, if you have it, you don't have to do this. And then you are going to be taking a look into creating this project. It is going to ask you a couple of questions and just answer those questions. But otherwise, the project should ideally be there already for the free trial sign up once. Okay. Once you have the project, then we are moving towards our first hands-on cloud storage. Remember, cloud storage is the service there where the format is not an issue and you can upload any content, any type of data and store the data. But cloud storage is not only for storage, it has many, many more advantages and we're going to discuss that. So you come to cloud storage and onto the cloud storage, you're going to be, how did I come to cloud storage? You can go here and type cloud storage and come to the dashboard, everybody. Please type done into the chat box. Cloud storage, please type done into the chat box. If you come to the dashboard for cloud storage, there are many ways. You can come through the search bar or you can go to the left panel and come to cloud storage, scroll down. I can show you over here, scroll down, and then you can come to cloud storage over here. Here you go, cloud storage. Everybody, you're on the dashboard for cloud storage. Please type done. 30 seconds more for everybody to be here. Okay, thank you. So let's move forward. So we come to the very first option to create the resource, the working entity on cloud storage. The working entity on cloud storage is called as bucket. So you're going to name the bucket. The name of the bucket has to be globally unique, and the name of the bucket has to be all lowercase. So I'm going to choose the name. So for example, bucket for testing. Please don't put bucket 123, bucket ABC. It is not going to work because it has to be globally unique. Nobody in the world should be taking this name. You should be the first person using that name of the bucket. So that is the rule for naming the buckets. So bucket for testing, and let us say August 28, and then you have to provide the region where you want to store your data. Okay, so you come to the next. Where do you want to store the data? You choose a region where you want to put the data. I choose the region to be, let us say US East 1, let us say US East 1, which is South Carolina, or I can also choose, let us say US East 4. There's a reason I'm choosing this one, because these data centers do not show any problem in my experience for the demo and training purposes. But when you will be working with your GCP accounts in your real life scenarios, you will be choosing the GCP accounts which are nearest to your location wherever you are located. So if you are in India, so you will be using, say for example, Mumbai, right? Asia South 1, Mumbai. If you are in, let us say, Australia, you'll be using the Sydney one. If you are in US East Coast, you will be using US East in your real world scenario. For training and demo and testing purposes, I'm using US East 4 North Virginia because it has worked well with me in the past. It does not shows any glitches for me in the any demo and trainings because it has been now by the grace of Almighty 5 years, 6 years plus we went into these trainings, and this has been one of the data centers that have never caused any problems in my sessions. So I like to choose this one. So I've given a name, I've given the region, and then I choose the other things to be all the default settings, and I create the bucket. So everybody, please go ahead and create your first bucket. And once you see the name of the bucket over here, I want to minimize my screen a little bit so that my participants can see my screen a little better. And then once you are here, you will be able to see that the bucket has been created, and this is going to be an empty bucket. There is no data present over here. So everybody, please go ahead and launch your first bucket and please type done. I'm doing round 2 for those who need help. So you go to buckets, you are on the left panel, you go to create bucket, and once you are creating bucket, you're going to name the bucket, bucket 2 for testing. And once you're on bucket 2 for testing, you're going to choose the region where you want the data to be stored. And once you have the region where the data has to be stored, you're choosing US East 1, say for example, South Carolina, and then you are going to be choosing the region. I'm choosing North Virginia, or then you move forward with other default settings and create the bucket and type done. So your first bucket, you're getting 2 minutes. Next bucket, you will be get 2.5 minutes first bucket. Next bucket, only 1 minute or 1.5 minutes, because this is an easy process. But other features, sub features, when we play around with them, that is going to be taking time, but this is an easy one. So everybody, please take a look. Create a bucket in the region of your choice. or rather you can choose US East if you like, US East for North Virginia if you want a specific choice. Only one bucket is needed, not two buckets. Okay, thank you. So we are having a timer on the screen. Okay, thank you everybody. So to this buckets, now we are going to go select the bucket. We come into an empty bucket and we are going to upload contents, our data. So we upload files and we go to the, let us say for example, the destination, and we bring the file from the destination into the bucket. So the destination, everybody please take a look over here. Please don't rush to do this and please try to understand this first. So take a look over here. You're going to be getting onto, you have your bucket ready, and to this bucket you are going to be, you have this bucket ready, and on this bucket you're going to put the contents, and this, every time you upload a content, that is called as an object. So what you are uploading on the bucket is called as object. Everybody please type into the chat box object. Please type into the chat box object. Everybody, full class 30, because this word is very important. Why? Because buckets are also called as object storage. Why are they called as object storage? Because every content you upload is one complete object. So one file that you store in here is one object. Another file that comes in is another object. So this is object storage, and this is for object storage for the buckets, and they are going to be holding your objects irrespective of the format, and they're highly scalable. Size is also not an issue. One bucket goes up to 5 terabytes. So if you have one folder which is going to be, let us say, having a lot of files and a total data is of 10 terabytes, automatically a new bucket will be spun out by GCP, for which is going to be holding your another 5 terabytes of files. So there is automated scaling that is done. Automatic scale up is done for the GCP buckets, and to these buckets you upload contents from the local machine. So everybody, do you understand now that if you are, or if your project, right, so 5 terabytes, that's correct. So if your project, let us say your tasks, your files, your applications, your codes are present on your local systems, you can upload those files, folders, data, databases from your local systems to the bucket by uploading. Everybody take a look over here. Did you see that? All the responses into the chat box, please. Quick responses. We'll be very grateful. So this is the bucket. I'm using this bucket for testing. I'm going to be uploading files. And once we are uploading the files, I'm going to be having, let us say, for example, whatever I want to be uploading, let us say once more, and then that comes from local machine to my bucket. So once I'm moving from my local machine to the bucket, I'm performing what is called as cloud migration. All the yeses into the chat box, please. Everybody, we will be very, very grateful. Quick responses, everybody. Yes or no into the chat box, please. We are moving from local systems to the cloud, right? So this is cloud, one of the examples of cloud migration. There are other strategies also. So when we move forward module by module by module, we are going to study other methods and storage strategies also. Now, if I have to take an analogy, please take a look, a simple, funny analogy if I have to take, then please take a look. Supposedly, if I say there is a house, okay, and around the house, there is going to be present the market, there is clinic, there is a school, there is a garden. Now, wherever you are coming from, whether you're coming from the market, or you're coming from the clinic, or you're coming from the school, or you're coming from, let us say, the garden, what is the best way to enter the house? How will you enter the house? Everybody, answers in the chat box, please. Quick responses, please. We'll be very, very grateful. How will you enter the house? Quick responses. Yes, from the door, right? So this cloud storage is like a door to the house. That does not mean that you cannot break the windows and enter the house, but to break the windows, lot of time, effort, energy is going to be needed. Similarly, entering the cloud other than cloud storage is also possible. You can go from database to database directly, but that is going to need third-party tools and technologies, lot of extra efforts, lot of extra challenges, lot of extra security challenges. So the easiest, conventional, cheap, effective way to enter the house and the safe way to enter the house is the door. And if I say house is the cloud, then GCP cloud, then the best way to enter is through the Google Cloud Storage, and that too through the buckets. So the buckets are the working entities of Google Cloud Storage. So you go to buckets, you're going to be uploading the files from the target source. And once you have the source very nicely defined, I'm looking for a PDF file. Let us say, for example, quickly, let us say I want just one PDF file. I'll tell you why I'm looking for a PDF file in my system. I'm just showing one upload, but I'm going to be using this eventually also. Sorry, hold on, please. Let me go back to this one. So let us, yes, I want my PDF file. Today is Sunday, and I have uploaded my file into my bucket. Okay, so bucket 2 testing, which I use, I've uploaded my PDF file from my source. So what am I doing? Wherever I'm present, I'm entering through the door. So everybody, do you now understand? Supposedly you're present online, on some other software, on some other cloud, wherever on this planet you are present, you can first come to the local system. Everybody, all the yeses, wherever you're present in the world, wherever your applications, files, folders, data, codes, your database dumps, your applications, your, let us say, documentation, wherever it is present. Somebody asked what is the difference between data store and Firestore. Firestore is mainly for documentation. So wherever you are present, I'm going to share the QA form also. I remember that. Wherever you're present, you come to the local system and then you migrate to the cloud through safe, easy, effective way. That is the cloud storage. Everybody, right? So please go ahead and quickly upload files to your bucket and please type done in the chat box. It'll be great if it is going to be a PDF file. So have upload a PDF file. I'll tell you why I'm talking about PDF file. Although this thing is not an issue, for my next set of hands-on, I need a PDF file. I'll tell you why. So upload a PDF file, any PDF. If you don't have, create one quickly. How do you create a PDF file? Very easy. Go to Word, type anything, just save it as PDF. So upload a PDF file to the bucket, type done. Just waiting for few more dance. Everybody, you've uploaded the files to the, yeah, I'm going to share the QA form right away. Okay, everybody. So now go ahead and look at the next task, please. Thank you. The next task is go ahead and delete everything that you have put forward. Okay, so go ahead and delete the file, delete the folder. So first delete the file, which is going to be select the file, go to deletion, delete the file. And that is how you're going to be emptying the contents, because this is all charged. You don't want to have extra files, extra data, and you do not want to have extra buckets that are also present. So you go ahead, select your bucket and go ahead and delete the bucket, but the bucket needs to be empty. So you go back, and once you have selected that bucket, so delete the bucket, select the bucket, you will see the delete option, and then you are going to be confirm. You have to type here delete to confirm that, and delete, and then you are all set. So please go ahead and delete the bucket and please type done. So there are two tasks: delete the file, delete the bucket. Delete the uploaded file, delete the bucket, type done. And you're getting only 1 minute to do that, 1 to 1.5 minutes to do that. Okay, so by now we have seen the bucket is created, bucket is deleted, bucket is uploaded with the contents. Migration from the local system to the cloud is possible. Everybody, all the dance into the chat box: successfully created bucket, deleted bucket, uploaded contents, deleted contents. All this is charged, so you know that you will not be doing any futile work, and everything and anything that is not needed will be deleted right away. All the done, 30 plus done, or else we are not moving forward. Last 40 seconds, everybody has to reply into the chat box if you are done completing this first set of hands-on, right? Okay, so you've had the resource created, you have had the resource deleted, you have had the resource uploaded with the right set of information. The next task is coming your way. This time, please look at the task. This is a challenge. Create a bucket, but this time this bucket has to be a multi-region bucket. That means not one data centers, but multiple data centers. It will be launched together. Okay, so let us see how that is done. In this particular scenario, we are going to be creating the bucket. And once we are creating this bucket, at the time of creating the bucket itself, we are going to be putting up, like, say, for example, we have, let us say, bucket multi-region August, whatever the unique name you want to give, August 28th. And this time you're going to choose your data. Bucket is an exceptional resource and one of the very few resources which you can be launching on multiple regions. So I say I want to be launching in multiple region in United States. That means multiple data centers. How many data centers? There are many, like for example, US East, US East North Virginia, US East North Carolina. You had your US West. So multiple data centers all together will be having the same bucket, and then you go ahead and create the bucket. Everybody, please go ahead and create a multi-regional bucket and please type done in the chat box. Only 1.5 minutes to do that, not 2 minutes this time, because bucket launch is easy. Okay, everybody. So there's a next perspective that is important and has to be set up in the minds of the participants. Very, very important perspective. So please take a look. The buckets, after this, we'll be moving for our second break. We will come back for very, very interesting set of hands-on soon after the break, after this one. So the buckets that you are launching, of course, it is now becoming clear that it is used for data storage and format is not an issue and every data is stored as an object. 5 terabytes is an upper limit. If your data exceeds 5 terabytes, automatically GCP is going to give you another GCP is going to give you another bucket automatically, then another bucket automatically, because it is scalable resource. That part is clear. But what happens is usually learners and participants assume that this is the only purpose the cloud storage buckets are used. This is not true. The fact is, yes, it stores the data. Yes, it can archive your data and it is going to be holding your data for as long as you want. That is true. And it is the holder of your data. And it is also true that this is used for cloud migration. So one added functionality is that it is very easy for cloud migration. That's another point apart from storage. So storage is first point, migration helping is another point. Another point is that the third point that is very important is, everybody, that these buckets are highly integratable with other services. I'm repeating, these buckets are highly integratable with other services. All the responses in the chat box. By now we know that GCP offers you a lot of services, everybody, yes or no? It offers you compute, databases, and networking. It offers you a lot of services. Everybody into the chat box, it is clear by now, right? We spent good time introduction, so you understand that. So therefore, these other services that you have, right, these are highly integratable with the buckets. So what do we mean by integratable with the buckets? We mean there is a proper protocol for integration. It is too early to comment on that protocol because that protocol for integration is going to take time, but there is a lot of steps involved in that protocol. The integration has to be done through access management, there is no file size limit. I'm going to share the QA form link with everybody. There is before the break, the second break, then you can put all your questions in the second break. So there is no limit on the file. So let's come back to integration. So the services that are there, which we want them to be integrated to the buckets, there's a proper protocol for integration. We are not talking about the protocol, but let us say integration is successful. There are a lot of use cases, and when we say integration, what do we mean? We mean by integration, we mean the communication back and forth. There can be talking between the two services. Therefore, supposedly there is a VM, virtual machine instance, on GCP on which the application has been deployed. This application is generating lot of data. That data can be directly stored to the bucket because the application which is present on the VM is integrated to the bucket. Everybody, does this use case make sense? Everybody, all the responses into the chat box, please. We will be grateful. Quick responses into the chat box, please. We'll be very grateful, everybody. Do you understand? Vipul, please put your questions in the QA form. I'm going to give you right now. And I'm going to share it with you. Don't worry, okay? I'm going to share the link with you. You put your questions there. We'll pick it up nicely with a lot of examples. Okay, Vipul, I'll be mapping all the dots and putting a lot of examples. Shingara, hold on, hold on. Everybody, yes, yes, block and file storage, block and object storage. Okay, hold on. Hold on, everybody. Let me just pull out your QA form link and you will be having proper break time. You can enter all the questions that you have. But let me first set up the base. Let me pull out the QA link. Hold on. Okay, everybody, for those who are new today, I'm sharing a link for your questions. Tons of questions are welcome. We have 32 so far. We are expecting hundreds of more questions, and we'll be addressing every single question before we say bye to each other today. So you don't have to worry at all. So you have it here, and let's quickly take, please type yes if you're able to access the QA form. So please start putting your questions over here without any issues. Please type yes into the chat box if the QA form is accessible. We welcome all the questions, all the related questions you're having related to size, where to see, etc., etc. Please put them here nicely, beautifully. We will map to the knowledge and more examples, more use cases, and what you need to be having, you know, really what is the prime importance of the answers that we'll be giving will be also shared. Okay, let's come back to my screen, please. So what we are studying over here is that the buckets that you see where the contents can be uploaded is used for storage. It is used for cloud migration. Additionally, these buckets are very helpful for connecting to different services. One example we saw was the virtual machine instances that has the application. Application is generating a lot of data, and that data can be put onto the buckets directly with right integration between the bucket and the virtual machine instance that is holding the application. So this integration, how it is done, there's a proper protocol. It is too early to comment. That is going to come to you by class 5. Once we complete the module on networking, then you will come to know. But taken together, you have the setup done for integration. Other examples for integration, you have the bucket, you have the databases, and there is a database that needs to be created, let us say relational database, and you have your SQL dumps over here. Then there is proper integration established between the two, which is going to be your cloud SQL dumps are present here on the buckets that you have, the cloud storage buckets, and then there can be proper connection made between the two, and there can be the import of data from the bucket to the database service. So likewise, because of its ease of communication and amazing integration, both within the cloud, bucket can be integrated with services within the cloud, and also it can integrate with the services outside the cloud, third-party tools and technologies. Therefore, because of its easy integratability, it becomes a beautiful bridge between third-party tools and technology and the GCP, and helps build the good bond between between the platforms GCP and outside of GCP because of its easy integration. So with this, everybody, we move for the second break. All the yeses into the chat box. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, wherever we are, whichever part of the world. All the yes. If it's different, I need to read. No worries. Right, same QA form. Same QA form. Okay, everybody, breakfast, lunch, dinner, wherever we are, whichever part of the world, we are moving for our second break. We will be reconvening back sharp in 15 minutes. Quick responses into the chat box. Same QA form, okay? So you have full break to think of more questions, any ideas, thoughts, concerns, put in there. We are here to help you for anything and everything you're getting stuck with, or any questions you have, will help you resolve that. Okay, with this, everybody, we go to the second break. Let's catch up after the break. Sharp 15 minutes. See you. Enjoy. everybody, welcome back. Please step back into the chat box. I do see some responses. Thank you so very much. Others, all the yeses into the chat box. People who are back onto the seats, onto the systems. Okay, thank you so very much. Okay, so now we are taking a look at the next step. So here we are going to create a bucket. Please take a look at my screen. And this bucket is going to be bucket for sharing data publicly. And how do we share the data publicly? We generate URLs. So we are going to be choosing the region. Okay, let it be multi-region, no problem. And I'm going to create the bucket. Once the bucket is created, I'm going to upload content. So let it be a PDF file. So upload file, and I'm going to be picking up the file, which is a PDF file. And once that file is uploaded, I'm going to, until here we all understand, and right, we know this. So now we go back to the bucket. First and foremostly, select the bucket and then come to permissions. And once we are on permissions, we want to give it the access, right? Access, right? So this bucket is not publicly accessible right now. So we want to make it public, right? So we don't want this to be happening. So let's quickly go back to this one. Yes, so we are going to switch to fine grain control over here and save the settings. So we have fine grain control over here, and we are also wanting to make sure. So, so once we go to access control, we have switched to the fine grain control. And then once this is done, we go back, select our object which is present in the bucket, select this, come to the dashboard for this object, and we will see that there is a URL present. If I copy this URL and test it over here, I should be able to see the content in the browser. Okay, everybody? So I'm showing once again what we have done here. Here we first round two for everybody. What is the goal? What is the objective of what we are doing? Why we are doing? The objective is to create a bucket, and in that bucket upload a file and generate a URL for that file so that it can be shared across the audiences which will have the URL. First of all, is the objective clear? Everybody into the chat box. The objective is clear, what we are doing, why we are doing. All the responses in the chat box. We are uploading a file into the bucket in a way that we want to be generating a URL and share the URL to the world. Okay, everybody, all the yeses. I'm waiting for all the yeses. I'll not move forward otherwise. Thank you. So the objective is clear, right? Now let us see how to do this. Once again, we are going to buckets. I'm going to create a bucket. This bucket, I'm going to name it unique bucket for public for sharing data. This is a use case. I want to put this into, okay, this is multi-regional. It's okay, I'm happy. And then I scroll down. I want to be, let us say, for example, do I want the access control to be uniform or to be fine-grained? I can do the settings here, or I can do the settings later. So let us do the settings later, okay? Not here. Let us create a bucket, which is a normal bucket, no public access. Then we go upload the content to this bucket, the same file. I'm opting for a PDF file. And once I am opting for a file that I want to be sharing with the outside world, it can be your code files, whatever files you have, you upload them. And once you have uploaded, then you go to the permissions of the bucket. You go to the permissions, and through the permissions, click switch to fine grained. Once you click on fine grained and save, that means you have made it now public and there's a URL generated for this object. So you go back to bucket and select that object present inside the bucket and copy paste the URL and test the URL in the browser tab. So you are back to the bucket. You select this file, come to its dashboard, you get the URL, authenticated URL, test it in the browser tab. If it is working, you will see it is accessible through the internet. So everybody, please look at the task is in the chat box. The task is to create a bucket, upload PDF. Please make sure it is PDF. I'll tell you later why. Then switch to then go to permissions, switch to fine grain, and then go select the object, copy the URL, and test in the browser tab. Ten minutes for all to complete. Please type done. You have to give time to everybody to complete. Please type done as soon as it is completed. You have to first watch. So people who have genuinely first watched, listened, they need proper time. So please complete it. Thank you, everybody. I do see a fantastic response. Majority of the participants have completed it. Let's move to the next hands-on. In the next hands-on, we're still waiting for more dance. And okay, yeah, sure. We can definitely hold on. We can come back to this one. Okay, so the next hands-on is going to be talking about versioning. So what is versioning? For the versioning, you have the bucket, and this bucket you are going to be enabled for the versioning. So you go to the configuration, and then you are going to be enabling the versioning for this bucket. And once you are enabling the versioning for this bucket, you are going, so you come to protection, you come to object versioning, okay? Protection, object versioning. And once you are onto the object versioning, you have switched on, then you see the magic. So I have a file, and I'm going to be taking this file and have this file saying that today is Sunday, tomorrow is Monday. So supposedly I have a program file, software file, or application file, and I'm calling this as file for the version testing, file for version, and let me put it as ABC just in case I want it on the top, and let us say that. Okay, so now I'm going to upload this file to the bucket, which is enabled for versioning. Let me double check protection, and yes, versioning is on. I go to objects, I upload this file. Then this the same file is now edited, and a different version is created, which says August is the month currently going on, let us say. And then I'm going to save this. The file is saved. I'm going to upload the same file, which is a different version. So the recent version will be uploaded and will be available. So it is going to be the same file, ABC file for version testing. And then I'm going to again edit this file again, once again, third version, which is going to be my version number 3. I'm going to say year 2022 is going on. And once I say year 2022 is going on, I save this. And once this is saved, I'm going to be done. And then I'm going to upload the same file. It is the new version, the third version. So the most recent version will be uploaded and it is going to be available. Now, all the previous versions, I go select the file, and all my previous versions, the version history is going to give me the other versions that are present, and then I have this versions which are present and I can be quickly working on that. So I scroll down, I go to my file, I go to the versions, and I am going to select this version. It is not letting me select, but ideally, because this is not the lab that is allowing the version to be enabled, I got it from Quick Labs. In your free trial account, you will be able to see that there are different files where the versions are present, and you can be downloading those files. So everybody, please look at the task in the chat box. Please, we'll be very grateful. What you have to do is create a fresh new bucket. Public access is not needed, so no fine-grained control is not needed. So fresh new bucket in the US East region, and then upload up to 5 versions. No, first then enable versioning. So go to protection, enable versioning, turn it on, upload 5 versions of the same notepad file, then select the object, go to version history. You will be able to see the version history of the 5 files present over here. In my case, because I'm using the quick labs, it has gotten over, so that is why it is not showing, but you will be able to see the version history over here. And please type done into the chat box, everybody. You're getting 10 minutes to do that. Please type done into the chat box as soon as it is completed. Okay, so next is everybody, thank you. I do see a lot of dance over here. Okay, you get the versions. So the QA link is the same, and I do see done. And okay, and not able to select the version. I'm modifying the notepad for me. Not even showing it if I turned on. Okay, and okay, perfect. So no worries. It could be your GCP glitch, but ideally, practically, it has to work. So I'm going to show it once again for the last time. So the concept is that if you're in your GCP account, if you have enabled a versioning for your object, for your bucket, versioning is enabled. So the objects that are being put over here into this bucket that you have created, the objects, and when you are uploading newer and newer and newer versions, then you will be able to track the versions for sure, because that history is going to show that to you. Version history is going to show. Sometimes because it is a free trial account, it could be an issue. You may have to refresh, you may have to wait a little bit for sync up to happen, but this is a feature that is important for the bucket. And then this bucket this is a very important feature for the bucket that you can be using to track the versions of the files. So taken together, what have we studied today? Today, first of all, we have learned a very important resource. If you have the proper GCP account, you will be using a proper GCP account when you will be having maybe through free trial account or through other accounts. You have a very good platform that has very nice hands-on present for Google, and that is going to be Google Cloud Skills Boost. But you need proper GCP account. So this is the first thing we have studied today, because this is a very, very, very valuable. It has hundreds and thousands of your hands-on and practice hands-on that you can do, and the sky is the limit. So this was a very important resource that had to be shared with the full batch. Then we moved forward, we started studying the uh, cloud storage services in module number 6. And in module number 6, we have seen that, let me just quickly connect to this one. In module number 6, we have seen that there are different kind of storage services. The different kind of storage services that are possible is Google Cloud Storage, where the limitation is not there on the format. We have studied that there are databases which can be relational databases, that can be non-relational databases, and for relational databases, the data will always be organized and structured and will be present as columns and rows. And we've also studied that for non-relational databases, there need not be columns and rows. Essentially, they are present in the form of documentation, or they are present as, say, for example, as items and etc. So taken together, we have now moved forward in depth. Then we move forward in depth to cloud storage, where Google Cloud Storage, general purpose storage, where format is not an issue. We started launching our buckets. Buckets are the working entities for the cloud storage. To the buckets, we have uploaded the contents, and these are called as objects. The upper limit is 5 terabytes. Where do you see the new buckets? If it is more than 5 terabytes, in your GCP account itself, you will be able to see the dashboard itself. GCP will automatically create new buckets. And then once you have the new buckets, you can play around with the features and the sub features. The first feature and the sub feature that we played around with was everybody, all the yeses into the chat box. You understood making the data public, for sharing the data publicly using the URLs. All the yeses into the chat box, please. We'll be very, very grateful. Quick responses, everybody, before we say bye to each other. Quick responses, please. We'll be very grateful. You quickly understood that the buckets can be used to make the data public, to share the data with the world outside publicly. Quick responses in the chat box, please. We'll be very, very grateful. Okay, others, we are still waiting for your responses. Okay, and then we have also understood that there can be a possibility of taking a look into there can be a possibility of taking a look into the versioning, where you have all understood there could be GCP glitch or there could be refreshing needed. Everybody has understood when you upload the same version of the same file different versions of the same file, not same version, different version of the same files. You can go to the version history and track it. It may take a little time, so you can try it as a homework. It may take a little time, 1 hour, 2 hour, but the version history is going to be available, and you can be obtaining your different versions of the same data. So what is the use case? Industry-based use case, everybody. There could be software teams around the globe. Same application code is being edited by multiple programmers to be and can be uploaded by different programmers, but the final version is going to be present in the bucket, and others are going to be present as a version history. Is the use case clear to every single participant for versioning? And is this also now clear? Just like we had made it public, just like we had done the versioning, right? The two features we have played around with for the buckets. Likewise, everybody into the chat box, now do you understand the buckets itself have hundreds of other features? If you go back and take a look, if I go to cloud storage and I create a bucket, there are hundreds of more features that can be played around with, and these features can be based upon the use cases. All the responses into the chat box, two features we have played around with. Similarly, there are many more features based upon your use cases, hundreds and thousands of features that are available based upon the use cases. So you will be going, turning them on, turning them off, exactly based upon the needs that you have. In our case, we practiced two implementations. So let me quickly create a bucket and talk about other features and sub features to give you the picture. Let us say buckets with more features. And once we have that, let us say I want to be storing it in US multi region. Once we have this bucket, look at this bucket. There is a lot that can be done with this bucket. Everybody, do you get the perspective? Yes or no into the chat box? You understand that, right? You can be doing a lot with these buckets. You can be playing around with in terms of the features and the sub features you may be wanting to be having. So for example, to just now we had the public and the versioning. Likewise, there is a lot you can do with the permissions. There's a lot you can do with the life cycle management, object life cycle management, which we are going to be studying next time as soon as we come back to the class. First and foremostly, I hope everybody you loved today's class. You got the perspective of launching services on GCP, starting to play around with the features and the sub features. All the responses in the chat box, please, we'll be very grateful. Everybody, is the perspective clear? Launching services and playing around with the features and the sub features. Quick responses. We will be very grateful. Quick responses, everybody. We'll be very grateful. Is this the concept of launching services in GCP followed by playing around with the features and sub features clear to all the participants? Am I audible to everybody? Am I audible to all the participants? We will be very grateful to know. Am I audible to all the participants? Okay, thank you. Others, please. Am I audible to all of you? I'm still waiting for the responses, so maybe my QA box is not showing that very clearly. No worries. We're moving forward to the questions. Please start putting your questions in the form to get them addressed, and let us quickly start answering the questions for today. Okay, so my screen is going to go off and the audio is going to be on mute, and we can be answering the questions. Everybody, those who do not have the form link, you still have 2 minutes to put your questions, and we start in 2 to 3 minutes to answer all the questions. Okay, everybody. So by now, I hope everybody has put forward their question, and let's quickly answer the questions. So the first question, is my screen visible to everybody? First of all, let's confirm this. The questions are visible to everybody in the chat box, please. We'll be very grateful to know. And one thing is for sure, I'm not able to see your answers. So let us see if anybody wants to unmute and answer. It's okay, but no problem. So let's have this taken care of. So the first question is, we are starting to answer the questions. Can we have both versioning and horizontal and vertical scaling at the same time? The answer is yes. We can have both horizontal and vertical scaling at the same time. Next, how can we choose multiple region and zone for my resource? You cannot choose multiple region and zones for all the resources, only for the buckets, and maybe one or two more exceptional resources, but otherwise only one region and one zone. Okay, so let me just close this one, and let me just try to pull out this one. Okay, next. So this is done, done. Next, difference between data store and Firestore. We are on this one, everybody, just a pointer for those who are waiting to see where we are. So difference between the data store and Firestore. Data store is used for your data sets, and Firestore is used for your, this thing, what do we say? Your documentations, typically. Next, while creating the bucket, I could see the options nearline, cold line. Yes, this part we will be discussing. Next time when we meet, we'll be discussing object lifecycle management. So this is going to be the under the object lifecycle management, where we will be using the, let us say, for example, object lifecycle management, the settings from this place. So just like we had the settings from permissions today that we did for versioning, next time we will be doing the settings from the lifecycle, where we will be doing object lifecycle management, called as OLM. Okay, so that is where you will be seeing nearline, cold line, storage classes for the buckets. So that is exactly we're going to pick up next time. Let's come to the next question, which is going to be as follows. I'll just be happy to take up all the questions, everybody, next class, because it's time. I cannot put on hold all the participants. I hope you loved today's class, because it's time to end the class. As soon as we come back next time, we will be answering all the questions, all the responses in the chat box, please. Everybody, all the yeses. So next time when we are going to meet, we are going to start exactly from where we are leaving. We are going to continue exactly from where we are leaving, and we will be getting to all the other new super duper exciting hands-on that are waiting for us, and we'll also be addressing all the questions. And it is almost time for us to say bye-bye. Thank you, everybody. Tons of gratitude for all the patience, all the responsiveness. I'm so very grateful. Thank you so very much. Thank you once again. We're going to meet next time, same link, and we are going to be continuing exactly where we are leaving with the cloud storage services. Thank you once again. Bye-bye. Wishing you all a very, very nice Sunday ahead. We will also be taking care of all the questions as soon as we meet next time. First thing, we will be picking up the questions. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again. And bye-bye. Take care. And do practice with the GCP services at home. Do practice, launch your consoles and start practicing the launches, the twisting, tweaking of the features, and the surf features. Bye-bye for now, and let's catch up next Saturday. Take care.